Lily stood in the kitchen on the night of her 18th birthday, holding a tray of frosted cupcakes that were supposed to be the highlight of her party. Her mom, Mary, was busy tapping on her phone, sending apology messages to guests Lily had invited days earlier. Lily watched her wipe her screen and sigh as if canceling the party was a normal thing to do. "It's better this way, honey," Mary muttered without looking up. A few hours earlier, Lily's brother Ryan had stormed into the house, slamming the door so loud the picture frames rattled. From that moment everything changed. Ryan had returned angry because his road trip with friends had failed after their car broke down. He didn't ask Lily how her party preparations were going or even glance at the decorations she had worked on all week. Instead, he pointed toward the backyard where she had hung fairy lights and muttered, "If I can't have fun, then she can't either." He didn't say her name, but he didn't need to. Mary went silent, and a decision was made without Lily's voice being included. Within minutes, Mary had texted everyone saying Lily was sick and the party was cancelled. The backyard remained decorated with lights still glowing softly in the dark, and the cupcakes sat untouched on the counter. Lily's phone stayed silent. No guests arriving, no cars pulling up, not even a late-night call from a friend. John, her dad, kept avoiding her eyes as if guilt might spill out if he looked too long. "Your brother isn't in a good place right now," Mary insisted, arms crossed. That was the moment Lily felt something inside her break quietly. She didn't cry or yell. She simply walked to her room and began packing her things in silence. Lily packed slowly, folding clothes into a duffel bag while replaying the last few years in her mind. Every movie night where she sat on the floor while Ryan got the comfortable seat. Every road trip where her music choices became jokes. Every time he got something new while she got the leftover version because she was strong and didn't need much. As she zipped up her bag, she whispered to herself, "If they want a life built around his moods, they can have it." She didn't need revenge. All she needed to do was walk away and watch things unfold. Before she could leave, Mary called her downstairs in a sharp voice that meant this wasn't a request. When Lily walked into the kitchen, the whole family was waiting like it was an intervention gone wrong. Mary stood with her arms folded. John leaned against the counter pretending to stay calm. Ryan sat at the table like a sulking king. "We need to talk about tonight," Mary began. Lily asked one question, voice trembling but steady. "And that's why you cancelled my birthday without telling me." Mary sighed loudly. "You'll have plenty of birthdays," she said. "Your brother needs support right now." Lily stared at her mother as the words sank in. "So because Ryan missed a concert, I don't get a birthday?" she asked quietly. Ryan scoffed loudly, leaning back in his chair. "Oh my gosh, Lily, stop making this about you," he said. "My whole week is ruined, and you're whining about cupcakes." Lily turned to her dad. "What do you think?" she asked. John stared at the counter. "I just want everyone calm," he mumbled. "A party would make things worse. We'll make it up to you later." Lily laughed softly. "I guess my feelings don't matter at all." Ryan jumped in before John could add anything else. "You're fine, Lily," he snapped. "You always are. You're tough. I'm the one carrying the pressure, working full-time at Dad's shop and dealing with rude customers." Lily felt her chest tighten. "So your hard day erases my birthday?" she asked. Mary's voice rose instantly. "Stop being dramatic. Ryan is more sensitive. He feels things deeper. You've always been independent." Lily blinked at her. "Is that just a polite way of saying you don't worry about me?" Mary crossed her arms. "Don't twist my words. You don't see the bigger picture." The argument grew louder as Ryan accused her of ruining the family atmosphere. "If you just let things go, everything would be fine," he shouted. Lily fired back. "Everything is always about you. You get the comfort. I get the leftovers." Their voices clashed until Mary started yelling for them to stop and John muttered, "Enough," without actually standing up for anyone. Then the doorbell rang, sharp and unexpected. Nobody moved. It rang again. Finally, John pushed himself off the counter and answered it. "Anna," he said in surprise. Lily stepped out of the kitchen just as her aunt walked in. Anna rolled her suitcase inside and froze at the scene. The untouched cupcakes, the half-decorated yard, Lily's swollen eyes. Ryan slouched like a storm. Mary rushed forward with a bright fake smile. "We didn't know you were coming," she chirped. Anna lifted an eyebrow. "I texted you twice." She turned to Lily. "Happy birthday, sweetheart," Lily muttered. "Supposedly." Mary cut in quickly. "She's sick. Fever. We had to cancel." Anna's eyes narrowed at Lily's normal clothes and lack of symptoms. "Sick," she repeated slowly. John tried adding excuses, but Anna held up a hand. "I wasn't asking you." She looked Lily in the eye. "Tell me what really happened." Lily hesitated only a moment before the truth poured out. How the party was cancelled without asking her, how Ryan declared, "If I can't have fun, she can't," and how it wasn't just tonight but years of being second place. When she finished, the kitchen went silent. Mary jumped in quickly. "She's exaggerating. Ryan works so hard. We support him emotionally. Lily doesn't need us the same way." Ryan scoffed loudly. Anna folded her arms. "Interesting choice of words," she said. "Because what I'm seeing here tells a very different story." Anna turned to John, her expression sharpening. "You know what's strange," she said. "For 2 years I've been sending money every month to help keep your coffee shop open. Rent, supplies. Everything you said you needed." Lily's head snapped up. "You've been paying for the shop?" she asked softly. Anna nodded. "Your mom told me she didn't want you kids losing your home after the pandemic." I believed her. She looked back at Mary. "But I didn't expect to walk in and see this. One child getting excuses and the other getting erased." Mary's face tightened as if struck. Mary stepped forward quickly. "You don't understand Ryan," she insisted. "He's sensitive. He needs emotional care. He carries the pressure." Anna shook her head. "He's an adult, Mary. Missing a concert doesn't justify canceling Lily's milestone birthday." Ryan scoffed from the table. "I didn't ask for your opinion," he muttered. "This is family business." Anna let out a short laugh. "Exactly. Family. Which includes Lily." She turned to Lily again. "You've been living in a system where everyone hopes you stay quiet so things stay easy for him. I'm done funding that." Mary grabbed her arm. "You can't cut us off." "Yes, I can," Anna replied calmly. "And I just did." Mary's panic rose instantly. "We have bills. Employees. The lease," she cried. Anna kept her tone steady. "You're adults. Handle it." Then she turned to Lily with a softer voice. "I can't erase what they've done, but I can give you a way out. Come live with me in Portland if you want. Have a spare room. You can finish school, apply to colleges, get a job that isn't tied to your father's shop." Behind them, John and Mary started arguing with her, but Lily only heard the offer. Mary's voice rose above everyone else. "You are not taking my daughter," she yelled. "She's emotional. She's confused. We'll throw her a party next week. We'll fix it." John raised his hands like a referee. "Let's calm down," he said weakly. "Nobody makes big decisions tonight." Anna didn't flinch. "She's 18, she reminded them. "She gets to choose." Mary spun toward Lily, eyes bright with anger. "You walk out that door and don't expect us to be here when you crawl back," she said. Lily felt the words hit her, but this time they didn't stop her breathing. Lily walked upstairs and packed quickly, grabbing clothes, school supplies, her old camera, and the notebook she never showed anyone. Downstairs she could hear her parents arguing with Anna, blaming her for everything falling apart. Not once did either of them call up the stairs to ask Lily what she wanted. When she came down with her bags, Mary's eyes were wet. "You're choosing her over your own family," she whispered. Lily shook her head. "No. I'm choosing myself," Ryan muttered, "Unbelievable," without looking up from his phone. Anna placed a hand on Lily's back and guided her toward the door. As the door closed behind them, the sound felt final, like a line drawn in permanent ink. Lily followed Anna to the car, clutching her bags tightly. The drive toward Portland felt unreal, the streetlights blurring past like fading pieces of a life she no longer belonged to. For a while, Lily questioned everything. "Do you think I overreacted?" she asked quietly. Anna shook her head. "You reacted like someone finally choosing herself," she said. "There's nothing wrong with that." Lily stared out the window, feeling a strange mixture of grief and relief settling in her chest. Anna's house in Portland was small, warm, and filled with shelves of books and plants that looked alive instead of forgotten. She led Lily to a spare bedroom and said softly, "It's yours for as long as you need it." That night, they cooked simple burgers and ate on the couch while watching whatever show Lily chose. No one checked whether Ryan approved. No one hovered. No one dismissed her feelings. Lily realized she wasn't bracing for someone to explode or demand attention. It was ordinary, but to her, it felt revolutionary. She fell asleep without waiting for chaos. Over the next days, Lily's life shifted from reacting to planning. Anna sat with her each morning, spreading college brochures across the table. "You can aim higher than you think," Anna told her. When Lily hesitated, saying she wasn't good enough, Anna asked, "Is that your voice or theirs?" The truth stung. So many doubts sounded like echoes of home. Lily found a part-time job at a small bookstore with crooked shelves and a stubborn register. She stocked books, recommended titles, and went home smelling like paper instead of stress. For the first time, her world felt like it belonged to her. Lily met Jake, a tall engineering student who wandered into the store looking for a textbook. Instead of leaving, he stayed to talk, and his quiet, steady curiosity made her feel seen without feeling studied. When she mentioned she'd moved from Seattle because her family was complicated, he didn't pry. "Everyone's got something," he said gently. They started meeting for coffee after her shifts, talking about everything from school to dreams she'd once dismissed as impossible. In his presence, Lily felt the unfamiliar sensation of being valued without conditions. Their conversations became the calmest part of her week. One gray afternoon, Lily and Jake left the library laughing about one of his professors when the hairs on her neck suddenly stood up. She turned and froze. Across the street, leaning against a dark car, hands in his pockets, staring directly at her, was Ryan. She blinked hard, hoping she was mistaken, but he pushed off the car and stepped into the crosswalk, ignoring the traffic. Jake saw her expression shift. "You okay?" he asked quietly. Lily swallowed. "That's my brother." Ryan stopped a few feet away, his face tight and exhausted. "We need to talk," he said. "Alone." Lily felt her stomach twist as Ryan stopped in front of them. Jake stood beside her, not blocking her, just steady. "What are you doing here?" Lily asked, her voice low. Ryan rolled his eyes. "Mom gave me your address. And your schedule," he said bluntly. "You're working in some dusty bookstore, hiding in a library every day. They're worried about you." Lily stiffened. "Worried?" she repeated. "They didn't worry when they canceled my birthday." Ryan waved her words away. "That's not the point. You need to come home. We can fix this if you stop acting unreasonable." Lily crossed her arms. "If you have something to say it right here," she said. "I'm not going anywhere alone with you." Jake stepped slightly closer, a silent anchor. Ryan's mouth twisted. "Fine." He narrowed his eyes at her. "You told them you'd only come home if I moved out. Are you insane? You're blowing up the entire family because you didn't get a party." Lily's jaw tightened. "It's not about a party," she said. "It's about 18 years of being second place." Ryan scoffed loudly. "You're being dramatic. Mom and Dad chose sanity. They're not kicking me out." Hearing him say it out loud hurt more than Lily expected. Still, she held his gaze. "So they picked you again," she said softly. Ryan stepped closer, ignoring the cars rushing by behind him. "I came here so you can stop this," he said. "You're going to call Mom and Dad, tell Aunt Anna you made a mistake and come home. You're going to fix what you broke." His fingers suddenly grabbed Lily's wrist, squeezing tight. "You're coming with me," he hissed. She jerked back, but his grip only tightened, making her heart pound in her chest. Before Ryan could drag her even a step, Jake moved with calm force. He grabbed Ryan's hand and pried it off Lily's arm. "She said let go," Jake said firmly, his voice low. "Touch her again and I'm calling the police." Ryan stumbled back, shock flashing across his face as if no one had ever told him no before. Then rage replaced it. "Wow," he snapped. "You'd call the cops on your own brother? You're seriously gone. This guy," he jabbed a finger at Jake, "has brainwashed you." Jake didn't blink. "She finally has backup," he said. "That's the difference." Lily's wrist throbbed, but her voice was steady. "You crossed a line," she said. "You don't get to put your hands on me. Not anymore." Ryan laughed bitterly. "You're acting like you're some abuse victim. You're hurting everyone. Mom's devastated. Dad's humiliated. The shop is barely hanging on, and you're out here playing princess." The words that once controlled her now sounded small. "I didn't break anything," Lily replied. "I just stopped covering your cracks." Ryan's face twisted. "You're jealous," he spat. "They actually need me. I'm the one who matters." Lily stared at him. Then let it fall apart. Ryan took another step toward her, but Jake moved subtly to block him. "Don't follow me. Don't show up at my job," Lily warned. "If you touch me again, I will call the police." Her voice didn't shake. She turned away, walking with Jake toward the bus stop while Ryan shouted behind them about loyalty and betrayal. His voice grew smaller with every step they took. Lily didn't look back. She didn't owe him that anymore. That night, she showed Anna the marks on her wrist. Anna froze, fury flashing in her eyes. "We're filing a report," she said sharply. Lily hesitated. "If he shows up again we go," she said. "No discussion. But I don't want them taking more space in my life today." Anna studied her, then nodded slowly. "Okay. But I'm holding you to that." 2 days passed with no messages from home. No calls. No guilt paragraphs. For the first time, the quiet felt like peace instead of a ticking bomb. Then Lily's phone buzzed with a long message from Mary. It began with guilt, rolled into disappointment, and ended with a declaration. "We pick Ryan." The words weren't written that way, but that's exactly what they meant. The message accused Lily of manipulation, blamed her for Anna cutting them off, and complained about borrowed money, business struggles, and humiliation. "If you stay there, don't expect us to keep reaching out," Mary wrote. "We will focus on the child who still cares about this family." Lily read it twice, waiting for guilt to crush her. Instead, she felt calm, like a puzzle piece finally snapped into place. She typed 3 words back: "Thank you. Goodbye." Then she blocked Mary, John, Ryan, and every group chat linked to them. Her thumb trembled, but when she pressed confirm, nothing exploded. Life didn't magically erase Seattle, but the silence that followed felt like a clean hallway instead of a closed door. Lily focused on her bookstore job, learning regular customers' names and the exact way the register stuck. She and Jake fell into a quiet rhythm of coffee, homework, and long forest walks where she could breathe without waiting for someone else's mood to dictate her day. Slowly, Lily understood something she'd never seen clearly before. Peace wasn't loud. It didn't announce itself. It simply replaced the noise she used to mistake for normal. One afternoon, while drafting a scholarship essay, Lily got a notification from a cousin she barely spoke to. She'd been tagged in a post. The picture showed her father's old coffee shop, except the sign had been taken down, replaced by one that read, "Under new management." The caption said, "Crazy how fast things change." Her heartbeat quickened. The comments explained everything. The shop had been struggling for months, staff had been let go, and the business was finally sold. Lily didn't need details to understand. Without Anna's help, the world her parents built around Ryan had started to collapse. A few weeks later, Lily overheard Anna talking quietly on the phone with a relative. She didn't hear every word, but she understood enough. Her parents were trying to hide the truth, claiming they sold the shop because they wanted a fresh start, but everyone knew it was desperation. They were cutting costs, selling furniture, and living on borrowed time. Their once proud updates in the family chat had gone silent. Some relatives supported them, blaming Lily, but many others pulled back when they learned how she had been treated. The perfect family they presented for years was finally cracking in public. Curiosity tugged at Lily one night, and through a friend's phone, she checked Ryan's public social media. He was posting quotes about fake people, snakes, and loyalty, each one pointed like an arrow. He uploaded a picture of an empty apartment with the caption, "New chapter. No dead weight." Lily didn't feel guilty the way she once would have. The comments were full of strangers praising him, but the tone changed over time. His posts slowed. His jokes turned bitter. The shine of being the favored child didn't carry him anymore. Without the safety net, Ryan was sinking fast. Through a cousin, Lily learned the full story. With the shop gone, Ryan's built-in job disappeared. He got hired at another cafe, but old habits didn't change. Snapping at customers, arguing with managers, showing up late. He was fired within weeks. Bills piled up quickly, and his credit card debt caught up with him. He moved into a cramped apartment with people he barely knew, complaining to anyone who would listen that life was unfair and no one appreciated him. The boy who once said, "I'm the one who matters," now struggled just to keep the lights on. Lily felt something complicated when she heard all this. Not revenge, not joy. It was more like closure. She realized that the version of Ryan she had feared all her life was only held together by parents who protected him from consequences. Without them, he wasn't a monster. He was just unprepared. Meanwhile, her life was moving in the opposite direction. She was accepted into Portland State with a scholarship, and Anna celebrated with her, raising a glass of sparkling cider. "I'm proud of you," Anna said. "Not because you escaped, but because you grew." Lily believed her. Her relationship with Jake deepened in soft, steady ways. They went to small concerts, studied together, and laughed about everyday things. Nobody compared her to Ryan. Nobody told her to be stronger because someone else was fragile. On her 19th birthday, Anna and her bookstore friends decorated the backyard with simple string lights and homemade cupcakes. When they shouted, "Surprise!" Lily felt something new. An absence of fear. There was no last-minute cancellation. No angry footsteps stealing the spotlight. It was quiet. It was real. And for the first time, her birthday belonged entirely to her. Late that night, after everyone had gone home, Lily sat under the lights and thought about her parents. She wondered if things could have been different. What if they had chosen differently that first night? What if they had said, "Ryan, we're sorry your trip fell apart, but today is your sister's birthday"? Would they still be a family? Would she have stayed? Lily didn't have answers. But she understood something important. Love that only exists when you're quiet isn't love. Families built on one child's comfort and another child's silence aren't stable. They collapse eventually, just like the coffee shop. She also realized something else. All those years she had been labeled the strong one. It wasn't a compliment. It was a convenient excuse not to care for her. It meant they trusted her to survive neglect while pouring everything into Ryan. But strength isn't the absence of need. It isn't the ability to carry everyone else's weight. Strength is knowing when to put the weight down and walk away. And Lily had finally done that. She wasn't heartless. She wasn't dramatic. She was simply choosing a life where her happiness wasn't optional. Weeks passed, and the silence from her family remained. Not angry silence, empty silence. They no longer had the energy to chase her, blame her, or guilt her. Their world was smaller now, built around consequences instead of excuses. For Lily, the world was wider. She visited campuses, explored Portland, planned her future with confidence she never had before. One evening, Jake asked gently, "Do you ever miss them?" Lily thought for a long moment. "I miss the idea of what they could have been," she said. "But not the way they were." Jake nodded, understanding without pushing. On a quiet Sunday morning, Lily wrote a letter she never planned to send. She wrote everything she had never been allowed to say out loud. How she felt invisible, how her birthdays never belonged to her, how she refused to be the background character in her own life. She folded the letter and placed it in a drawer. Not to forget it, but to honor the girl she used to be. The girl who kept hoping they would see her. The girl who stayed quiet because she was scared of breaking the family. Now she knew she wasn't the one who broke it. Lily stood in Anna's backyard one evening, watching the lights sway in the breeze. She took a deep breath and felt peace settle into her bones, peace she had once believed she didn't deserve. "You did the right thing," Anna said from the doorway. Lily nodded. "I know," she replied, and this time she meant it. She wasn't running anymore. She was choosing a life built on fairness, love, and her own voice. The world she left behind had collapsed because it relied on her silence. The world she was building now stood strong because it finally belonged to her. And that was the real beginning of her adult life.